Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back and some of you for the first time to the Full Sport Press Podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I'm J.O.
It's your boy, Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What it do, what it do, what it do?
Coach Lock in the building. Say what's up, Cam.
What's happening, fellas? How is everybody doing this week?
Sure, man. Solid week. No snow this week, Coach.
Man. No snow.
No ice. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful weather. Here. Beautiful weather this way.
For sure, man. Yeah, it's time. It's time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's time to go and spring on forward.
You're damn right.
I think old man went and got one more run, though. I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
I know he do, for sure.
Not down this way, he don't.
Nah, you're damn lie. You're damn lie. That's what you thought last week, and then your ass was in ice. Your ass turned into Christian. You was Christian Yamaguchi.
You from Nashville, Coach. Never forget that. You from Nashville.
I never said I wasn't.
All right. Yeah. Episode 357, man. We're moving on to part 3 of our annual NBA Top 7 series. Moving right along to the small forwards.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
You better damn know it.
You better damn believe it.
Let's kick it off, man. Best of the week, Weezy. What you got?
Best week for me we had a 70-degree weather day this week, man. It was 7 degrees outside one day this week. That's my best of the week, man. It was cold the week before. We had one good weather day. I smell barbecue outside. I smell some grills going.
Yeah, no, sure. You got you some vitamin D?
I don't know how to answer that. I really don't.
Sunshine, get you some sun.
I didn't know if that was a pause joke or what. I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Coach, like, what you got, man? What you got, Coach?
My best of the week is I saw Georgia Ballard, a girls basketball high school player who was supposed to score her 1,000th point her senior year, but hurt her ankle on the first day of practice. And we know their season got cut short because of COVID. So they only had like a month worth of season. So everybody knows she was going to score that 1,000 point. But because she broke her ankle, she had to have surgery on it. So she wasn't going to be able to play the year. And it's in a cast. Well, they played against Dixon, and Dixon let her score like 4 or 6 points right at the beginning of the game so she could get that 1,000 points because they knew she was going to get it if she didn't get hurt. So that's pretty cool that they let her do that.
Stay classy, man. Stay classy. Yeah, sure. Jeff, what you got? Best of the week.
Man, Russell Westbrook opening the Why Not Academy. Because why not? You know what I mean? It's my guy. Doing what my guy do. On and off the court. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I was gonna pull a flea figure. That was definitely my best of the week. But I'll run with Cam Newton, man. He was on the I Am Athlete podcast, and he stated that Percy Harvin was the best college receiver of all time over Peter Ward. So
it's just not true.
Just not true.
It got legs to it. I don't know if it's quite true, but it's got legs to it.
Look at the numbers. That's why those Gators won that we ain't gonna talk about it. Go Gators, man. Shout out to Gators 3 times, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, go Gators. Worst of the week. Weezy, what you got?
Worst of the week for me was that after the good weather, my sinuses acted up the next day on me. It was rough on me.
Oh. So you admit you do have sinus problems?
I think it happens every now and then. It's not horrible like it does you.
Oh, okay, Jeff. So you hear him, Jeff. Just keep living, brother. What you got, Jeff?
Man, the Steph Curry effect, man. Everybody thinks they're Steph Curry, but everybody should realize they aren't Steph Curry. The Denver Nuggets, I know it's a regular season basketball game, but that Denver Nuggets played to end that game. Bro. Everybody thinking that Steph Curry stopping at the 3-point line on a 4-1 fast break to possibly win the game or tie and go to overtime. Yeah. Thanks, Steph. Thanks a lot.
Ruin the game, my dog. Ruin the game.
Good night, man.
That was tough to watch, Jeff.
Yeah, it was tough. Who's at fault? Real quick, who's at fault?
The people running the floor.
No. Jamal Murray got to keep going. He got to keep going. But of course, Michael Porter Jr. got to cut to the basket. But at the point guard, you got to know that you got to attack right there. You got to attack.
He's got to have a sense of the floor a little
exactly. Bit. And that's just him being a 2. He's not really a point guard.
True.
But what he did was, I know what he was thinking. He was thinking, if I stop right here, the defense is going to step up, which they did, and it's going to give a wide of a layup versus him keep going. It's going to be a contested layup. So I get it. They both was wrong, though.
Both was wrong.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
What you got, like?
Meek Mill, man. Everybody, I'm sure they've heard about the Kobe. Was that okay? Yeah, everybody's heard about that Kobe bar. I'm not gonna say the bar because that is just terrible, poor taste. Yeah, Meek Mill got to do better, man. Do better.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, man. I'm hot and Meek about that one. My worst of the week. Weezy's Titan, man. Isaiah Wilson. He announced that he's done with football as a Titan. He attended a TSU party, almost jumped off the window. Got a second DUI. Only played 4 snaps for the Titans. Drafted 29th overall. And just turned 22 in February, man. Hey, Isaiah Wilson. Big old lineman, big right tackle. You better get your mind right. You better get your damn mind right, for sure.
Weezy, you want to defend your man? So that's not your man.
Nah.
Okay.
Now he got to realize he got to want to play football. If you want to play football, we'll make it work. He don't want to play football. He got to make his mind up.
That's right. That's right.
He can play too.
He's talented.
Yeah, that he was. The world will never know now, though. Now, make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course, the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. How do you do that? Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. Now, when you get through doing that, check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and Spike Lee every Wednesday. That latest issue is up. The Rappers Coming Home episode. What they talking about? Rappers that got out of jail and coming home. So y'all make sure y'all check them out every Wednesday.
Show, man. Bobby Shmurda free. You know what I'm saying? The hat finally dropped, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shmurda.
After a long
6 years later.
6 years later, man. Held his head, man. Shout out to that kid, man. Hope he does right.
Shout out to Mac, too. 20 years later.
Mac, a dub. You know what I'm saying? Who's next? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. No. It's some real cases pending on them other people. Though.
Yeah. Hey, what about? Never mind. I'm just gonna.
What about
right
who?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say maybe like Big Meech.
I don't see it.
I can see that. His brother home.
Yeah,
he ain't Meech though. He Meech the face of it.
Yeah, I don't see that one.
Yeah, nah, he doing good in there. He ain't gonna come home no time soon.
He's doing good in there.
Oh my God! Let's move right along to the Fresher Than Your Average podcast, featuring myself and my dog Animal Brown. Self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. Pull up on us on the IG page. Check out our Would You Rocks, also our monthly FTYA podcast, and also our Fresher Than Your Average Fridays, where we go through copper drops as well, man. Directly for the culture. Where your kicks, man. Cop responsibly. Okay. And don't forget to pull up on the Realville Family Patreon page featuring Full Sport Press, On Deck TV, Fresher Than Your Average, and much, much more. Be on the lookout to join the Patreon family right now. Episodes are up. Support the team. Support the real Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Now, Jeff, you kept us last week, brother. You kept us last week with the 10 good wrestling seconds. The 10 good wrestling seconds was actually 7 minutes and 42 seconds last week. So we got 10 good wrestling seconds. Let's hit the button, Jeff.
All right, man. Last week was Elimination Chamber. We're going to start off with one of the matches actually got thrown out that we went over with. Well, it didn't get thrown out, but it got changed at the last minute. So I'm not going to hold that against anybody because the whole evening got changed because of Keith Lee injury. So I'm not going to talk about the U.S. title championship match. All right, guys, that's thrown out. First match is the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. Weezy selected AJ Styles. Coach Locke had Randy Orton. This is the Raw Elimination Chamber. And myself and Jay had Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre won the Elimination Chamber. He did lose his belt later on that evening through a Money in the Bank cash-in, but we didn't do that. We didn't bet on that. We didn't talk about that. So Jay and I got a point. In the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, Weezy and Locke selected Jey Uso. And myself had Kevin Owens. Oh, and Jay as well had Jey Uso. Wow, y'all all had Jey Uso. Daniel Bryan actually won the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. And then we all said whoever won would not beat Roman Reigns, and we all were correct on that. Which
So me and you won, Jeff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
And that is this week's Who Gets the W. Please remember to tune in each and every Thursday to the 808s and Chair Shots podcast, myself, and shout out to Neek. Man, remember, you might not like wrestling, but your auntie love it.
Just for
Big
shits
W.
and giggles. Just for shits and giggles, Jeff. Did anybody get the first one right, even with the change?
No, nobody.
Okay.
Get on, man.
Nah, it wasn't gonna count. I was just curious. It wasn't
Take
gonna
that
count.
L, man.
The whole thing changed because when Keith Lee got hurt, the whole thing changed.
Yeah.
They put all new.
They let Daniel Bryan win.
And shout out to the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, man. It was his birthday this week.
72 years young, man.
Yeah, man. Shit. Rick done beat a couple of odds, man, for sure.
Rick beat a plane crash.
Heart attack. Man, that boy there, yeah, for sure. He ain't did it all yet.
Limousine ride.
Yeah, woo!
Jet flying.
Rolex wearing.
Ow!
Alligators. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
You damn right, man. For sure. Shout out to the Nate. All right, man. Now, to these questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
That the revolution will be podcasted. And before we get started with the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
I do. This week's award recipient is Kemah Siverand.
That's right. That's right. Las Vegas Raiders cornerback Kemah Siverand was arrested in Houston over the weekend in an alleged street racing incident. Police say Siverand first stopped 4 officers, then drove off for a couple of miles before halting again. That's presumably why Siverand was charged with felony evading arrest, while the other 2 drivers were charged with racing on the highway. 5 cars were involved in the racing, but police were able to catch up with the 3. You guys are wondering why the hell we're talking about this, right? Do you guys remember who Kemah Siverand is? No? All right. In a span of less than a year, Kemah Siverand has made some unique headlines. You don't hear about street racing arrests on, fresher than the average, on Full Sport Press, but Siverand's first brush with fame was even wilder. Siverand was cut by the Seattle Seahawks in August after he was caught on video trying to sneak in a woman dressed in Seahawks gear into the team hotel. Siverand, a rookie out of Oklahoma State, remained on the job market until late October when the Raiders signed him to a practice squad deal. Kemah Siverand, the gift that keeps on giving.
Somebody need to sit that young man down and tell him. You're playing with fire, young man.
You remember when coach, you remember that kid on the end of the bench? He ain't really paying attention. He playing with the Gatorade. If he played football, he playing with the grass. You know what you always say? He don't want to play. He don't want to play. Yeah. Dude right there, he don't want to play.
He don't want to play. You look down the bench looking for somebody too, Jeff. You like, and you realize he ain't paying attention. He don't want to play.
And they need to get him and Isaiah Williams together.
No.
Hey.
Isaiah Wilson, y'all paid him $4.5 million. So
that was the first pick. That was your first round pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kemah Siverand was not. And this is the thing. Kemah's not also horny, but he is also an idiot. Why the hell are you drag racing in Houston for?
Dumb.
Expressway is different, dog. Come on, man.
Dumb. I will say this though. My couple of times in Houston area, you can get loose on that interstates though. You really can. You can get loose.
Sure. But you're gonna get caught though.
It is a few places. Especially you mess around and get on one of them toll roads, but you can get out. But
you get there.
Nah,
you
man.
You know where you at. You just going.
Yeah, nah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Weezy, get that to him, man. You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna get it to him, Weezy?
Y'all we ain't gonna drone it out. We ain't gonna waste no fuel for the drone on that one. We just gonna send it out snail mail.
Snail mail. Yeah, snail mail. I can dig that. He deserves. But you know what I'm saying? He's also horny and stupid. That's what I came up with Kemah, man. Give him some help for sure. You guys ready to get started the first half?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
The first half is underway.
first half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast, episode 357. Before we get started, I am J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What it do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Locke, where can they find you on social media, my brother?
Man, it's always the same on IG and Twitter at Locke_the_great. Get at me.
Yeah. What about you, Weezy?
I'm FSP_Weezy on IG, and I'm at How Weezy on Twitter. Holla at me.
Did you fix the misspell yet? No,
I did,
okay.
man.
You busy? You busy? Yeah. In due time, brother. In due time. We got plenty of time. Jeff, what about you, buddy?
I'm Jay Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
Damn right. You're damn right. Yes, you are. And I'm J Hub on Instagram and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's time to have a conversation. Let's do it on Twitter. Your boy getting a haircut soon. So, you feel what I'm saying? Hey, coach. Never mind. We'll talk about it. Let's kick the first half off with some NBA talk, man. It happens every year. Very good NBA players with legitimate cases for making the annual All-Star game wind up on the outside looking in because you only get 12 spots, guys, each conference. Turns out there are more than 24 good players. There, however, are a handful of players whose arguments were strong enough for us to have a conversation in the first half about them. Let's talk about the snubs. Who wants to go first? We'll go with you, Weezy. What you got?
My two snubs my first snub was Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is my snub, man. Y'all understand why he didn't get in? I don't understand why.
I think what hurt him was COVID hurt their team, and coming off the success. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Coming off the bubble success and then having the slow start that they had this season, I think that hurt them a lot. So that's probably why Bam wasn't on there.
But Bam is hoping. Bam's hoping.
Now, Bam's hoping.
I got four other guys ahead of Bam before I even think about Bam on the East.
Yeah.
Easy.
Wow.
Yeah. And I go with one of mine. Well, actually, they fixed this wrong today with Sabonis. He should have been on there, probably should have been starting, but he's been elevated to an all-star already. So I'll go with Trae Young. He's performing better than he did last year. His team is better than they were last year. And you have two Celtics on the team with similar record to the Hawks. One of those Celtic guys should be gone for Trae Young. Easy money.
My first snub, like Jeff mentioned, I had Sabonis too, but we know what he said with that. And we had to pick somebody because they got him right pretty good. We already know. I knew D Book was going to replace AD, so I'm not going to use D Book, which they already said that too. But I'm going to start with somebody in the West. I'm going to go De'Aaron Fox. He's playing his best basketball of his career. They were playing great, and then they went on a little drought. But he's averaging 22.5 points, 7 assists, 3.2 rebounds. So if I had to go with somebody on the West, I would go De'Aaron Fox.
That's a homer pick right there. I know what that is. My first person is Mike Conley, man. Genuinely surprising that coaches didn't select him over his entire career. He's been overlooked his entire career, man. But he's universally respected, and his team has the best record in the league. As we record this podcast, dude, the Jazz won 20 of the last 22 games by more than 20 points, y'all. That's insane, man. And the Jazz have outscored opponents when he's on the floor by 17 points per 100 possessions. So that's the top in the NBA. Mike Conley, get you some respect, dog. Get you some respect.
Definitely.
Yeah. Coming back around the corner, Weezy, what you got?
Man, Mike Conley was on my list too, but my second pick, I'm gonna go with Fred VanVleet, man. Fred VanVleet was hoping. And most players get a contract and they kind of like have a bad year. He got a contract. He's still hoping to this day.
Yeah, he's hooping so much they're about to get rid of their franchise player because he's playing so well, for sure.
Yeah. Kyle Lowry is about to be out of there.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton, he's having one of his better years on a team that's doing it what they do every year, having a pretty solid regular season. And he probably, to me, again, I don't understand how there's two Boston Celtics on this team. I just don't get it. And if you're going to, one of them should be gone for Chris Middleton or Trae Young easily in the East. I just don't get it.
My East player, I had Trae Young, like Jeff mentioned. Everything he said, he's playing about Same, having 28 points, 9.5 assists, 4 rebounds. Their record is that great, maybe 14-18, but he's just playing well, man. But his time will come, so he will be okay.
I'm gonna go with Tobias Harris for the second time. He's having a career year with Doc Rivers, personification of that improved offensive ecosystem that Doc Rivers has brought to Philly. You guys laughed, said Doc wasn't a good coach. Got those guys. No. I'm saying people, not you guys, but guys, human beings. You know, his shot profile doesn't look any different at all. I think he's just a little bit more comfortable as a scorer within that ecosystem than he was last season. But as Mike Conley found out, and as well as Tobias Harris has now found out, it's really tough to get in when you have two perennial all-stars on your team, for sure.
Most definitely. Let's keep it with the NBA. Weezy's boy, Kyrie Irving, is still making headlines, but this time I can honestly say I agree with him. What did he do, you ask? He suggested that the NBA logo be changed to Kobe's to replace the Jerry West silhouette. So my question to the boys are, should the NBA change the Jerry West logo to the Kobe Bryant logo?
I'm cool with it. I have no problem with it. I think it's gonna go through many different hands before they make that decision. Even if they consider making a decision. But yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's a big like change right there. That's courts, insignia, video games. I do think now, hear me out on this. Maybe not the full logo change, but a special Kobe night when everyone has a Kobe jersey with a Kobe logo on it. Because and I'm not here to nitpick or anything, but what's the signature Kobe move? Like you got to find something that is Kobe to be in the logo. I don't know what the signature move would be for Kobe, and I'm not the biggest Kobe. I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan when he was playing off the court. I was more of a fan of his. So that'll be the hardest part to me is to find his signature move to be on the logo.
It's the head fake. Head fake.
It's a horrible logo.
That's a terrible logo.
That's
absolutely
terrible. That was terrible. No,
Yeah.
Maybe the dunk where his legs are bent and the arm is back. That'd be one that a lot of people see a lot of. But I don't. You're right, Jeff. It'll be hard to come up with one.
Yeah, man. Kyrie said Black Kings built the league. Man, he wasn't lying. Even Jerry West came out and said himself that a logo change was needed per se, and we both agreed that not Kobe Bryant though. I like the way that the NBA renamed the All-Star Game MVP in Kobe Bryant's honor, but I think the logo should be Michael Jordan. I mean, Mike, man, is Mike, man. Before, his untimely demise, I hope Mike lives to see 127 years old. But so he can actually see it, I think it would be cool to go ahead and put Mike as the logo for the next 50 or 100 years. And I just think it would make a little bit more sense. Not necessarily saying I think Kobe did a great run like what he did. And you guys know I love Kobe Bryant, but Mike deserves that logo more than Kobe, for sure.
No, it's going to be the jump man?
Yeah.
No. The fadeaway. Not the fadeaway.
Nah, it's got to be the jump man. It's got to be the jump man if they do it.
No. That's too much. No.
Yeah,
that's already used for jump man. So it would have to be the fadeaway, for sure.
Now, Jerry West, he's been in the NBA logo over 5 decades, and they first designed it back in 1969 and hasn't changed since. Now, like my co-host mentioned, Jerry West had come out and said that he hates it's not a Laker, but it should be Michael Jordan. He's the greatest player he's ever seen. So I agree with Jerry West. If it needs to be changed, it does need to go to Mike because, like he mentioned, Kobe has the All-Star trophy now.
All right. Let's move on to college football, guys. Deion Sanders had himself a day on Saturday. His debut as a coach at Jackson State, he had a 53-0 win against Edward Waters. Be classy, Jackson State. My God, 53-0. Anyway, 53-0 over Edward Waters on his coaching debut. But the game got overshadowed a little bit. Prime, in his post-game press conference, seemed to be upset. And went into reasons why he was upset. Apparently, his credit card, his wallet, his phones, his watches, with this, were stolen out of his coach's locker room, out of his coach's office, I should say. And then afterwards, with Jackson State issuing a statement saying they found his items, they were given to the AD, and everything's going to be all right. Deion, double down. We got to change. I'm talking about the quality of players we have, quality of raising standards, the quality of the field, quality of the coaches, and the quality of the faculty. I'm pretty sure this means Deion's not going to be there long, right? Pretty sure. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Deion. I think he realized what he got himself into, but I think he thought, oh, you know what, it's not going to be as tough as people say it is, but it's that tough though. It's that tough, man. You're not going to have a security guard at your locker room while you're playing, like in the SEC. You're not going to have security on the field at all times. I mean, you're playing at HBCU, man. It is what it is. But you got your stuff back, so everything's good. You got it back.
So speaking of getting his stuff back, it was mentioned that it came out that he had misplaced his stuff, and that's why he got it back. Well, Deion came out and said, no, that's not true. No, my stuff was not misplaced. I remember putting my stuff in a bag zipped. So yes, somebody stole it. So they said what happened was it was a young lady. The assistant coach caught her, and Deion said, no young lady's going to try to run from a big man. So she just gave the stuff back and he let her go. My thing about this is I don't have a problem with Deion addressing it. I just think I don't think he should have addressed it nationally. He should have kept that in-house. Don't give the media another reason to bash HBCUs like they already do. I understand it's your stuff. I get that. But he should have addressed that in-house, not let it be known, because once again, it overshadowed all the work that those kids did on the field that day. Because I watched the game and I knew it was going to be a shellacking from the damn first drive. It was like, oh, this is going to get ugly. So I just think he should have handled it and kept it in-house, because I'm sure this happens a lot at big schools. The only difference is they keep it in-house and we never know about it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Deion just been talking too much. He came out and said during their first practice, somebody stole his boombox and that was returned. Like, you bring in light to something that could have been pushed under the rug, like it is in Power 5 PWIs. There was a thief. Yes. Did you get it back? Yes, dog. You're making the you're making the HBCU experience look like the narrative that's already out there about him. Keep it in-house, keep it moving. You're in an underprivileged city, underprivileged kids and adults. Teach them right. Let them lead the way, man. Don't blast their shortcomings, man. Take that shit to Mississippi State. You're going to do that. Don't do that in Jackson State, for sure.
He hasn't been around this. You know what I mean? Like, Prime has been incubated in primetime world. And now he's coming back to the real world and, a version of the real world. Some people will never experience this. And, and I don't want people to think we're saying what happened to him is right. Getting his boombox snatched is not right. Getting his credit cards and all these things moved or whatever happened. None of this stuff is right. But I agree with Locke. I agree with Jay. It's all about how you present it. You know what I mean? Focus more on the win. Focus on the 53-0 win. Stay classy though. 53-0 is rough.
Y'all want me to tell y'all?
Go ahead.
Y'all want me to tell y'all the real reason how he got his stuff back? Somebody made the phone call. Hey, you be at the center and somebody might steal a little Rico bike, and you know who stole the Rico bike, and you call, hey man, get Rico his bike back. Somebody say, hey, get Deion his stuff back, man. It's all good. So make that phone call. That's all it is.
Yeah, that was for the boom box. That shit, nah.
No, it's credit cards too. Somebody made that.
That was for the boom box though. They called Junebug, and Junebug got a cousin that knows somebody that be stealing boom boxes.
Whoever got a hold of them watches was fit to come up.
Yeah,
it's gonna come up. But somebody made Jay Prince call. Somebody made that Jay Prince call that was in Jackson State.
Here we go with Jay Prince, man. You guys ready to get started with halftime?
Let's go.
Somebody made that Jay Prince.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, in case you missed it, Liz Cambage is a WNBA star. She plays for the Las Vegas Aces and holds the record for the most points scored in a WNBA game with 53 points. Now she can add ambassador to her title. She is an ambassador for Savage Fenty. She adds that to her resume. Cambage is the first professional athlete to partner with the brand, joining celebrities like Megan Thee Stallion, Rosalio, Lizzo and Laura Harrier. The athlete says it's been on her list of goals for a while now, especially since Rihanna has been an idol of hers ever since she was growing up in Australia. Liz is one of the most visible WNBA players in the game. She also has an Adidas deal. She's never been shy about speaking as a woman of color and a taller woman. Liz is 6 feet 8 inches tall. Is this something that will catch on in other sports?
Y'all gonna let me? I'll let somebody else answer that. Y'all go ahead.
Your question is asking, is being a Fenty model going to catch on with other sports?
In other women's professional sports, yes, Jeff.
Yeah, heck yeah, it's a bag, and women are rightfully so becoming more comfortable with being themselves in front of a camera. Power to the people.
It most definitely is. It most definitely is going to become thing. I don't know how wide of range of sports we're going to go to, but it's definitely going to happen. Like I could see even to get into a whole nother realm and get to another side, I could see one of the WWE divas being one of them people to do that. That puts her in a whole nother category of people.
Naomi?
No. And
Pressure.
yeah, and look pressure. And then, like track and field during the Olympics, stuff like that. Yeah, something that can take off for sure, man. I think it's good to see. I think it's awesome that women are getting these checks. Shout out to Liz, be a martyr for women's sports and what she's doing for women's sports 100%, man. I think it's going to be awesome. It's cool to see, especially a woman 6 feet 8 inches tall, man, doing that. You got to have some confidence to do anything at 6 feet 8 inches tall. And you're a lady, for sure, man.
Most definitely.
Tread lightly on this subject, fellas.
No, but I'm just saying, I thought we did a great job about it.
Real quick, before we catch any flack, it's not WWE divas no more. Can't say that.
Oh, what is it? I'm sorry. They let you know how it's who?
Yeah, just the women's division. Can't say
okay.
divas.
All right. They let you know how much I watch wrestling.
That's all good. That's why I said it. Yeah, we're good. I just remembered you said that, so we won't catch no flack for that.
There you go. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
That's right. You wrestle man on here. That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Get it, teach them well. You know what I'm saying? And let them lead the way, dog.
Throw them off.
That, Weez. Go ahead, Weez. I said, go ahead, Weez.
Y'all got it.
Let's just go and go. Let's just go and go second half, man. Let's just go. Yeah.
The second half is underway.
Second half, the 2021 NBA Top 7 Series Part 3. We are moving on to the small forwards. Episode 357. Before we get started, I am J Hope.
It's your boy, Big Jeff.
It's your boy, Weezy. What it do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Locke, the small forward in today's NBA is arguably the most valued position in basketball. Unlike the past players at the forward spot, can handle the ball and initiate the team's offense, as well as guard almost every position on the floor. The small forward is home to some of the most dynamic and exciting and lethal players ever. We're here to unveil the top 7 small forwards, FSP style. We appreciate everybody that sent in a list. Let's get started, man. This list is strictly related to their 2021 stats and performance after 25 games and who has the best chance of maintaining their great play throughout the current NBA season. Let's go over the list from 2019-2020, Jeff. Give me 7 through 1.
At 7, we had Aaron Gordon. 6, Chris Middleton. 5, Tobias Harris. 4, DeMar DeRozan. 3, Jimmy Butler. 2, LeBron James. 1, Kawhi Leonard.
That is correct, man. It was a crazy year to see Aaron Gordon making the top 7 and no longer. Wow, that's rough, man. Let's go through the honorable mentions. We'll start off with Chris Middleton, average 24, 5 and 5. Weezy, we'll kick off. How you feel about Chris Middleton, Doc?
Chris Middleton is I think he's having a good year. I think he needs to break off from your boy Giannis. I really do. If he break off from his boy Giannis, and we really see what Chris Middleton's made of, it give me a better respect for Chris Middleton.
I can't wait to see this list if Chris Middleton didn't make the list. This is astonishing to me. Like, how in the blue hell is Chris Middleton not one of the top 7 small forwards in the NBA?
And we talk about this, though, Jeff. Wow. The big question in Milwaukee persists, dog. Is he good enough to be the second best player on a championship team? And so far, the answer has been no.
That question is not in. That's not in question. That's not in question. But is he better than 6 other top? Is he better than 4 other small forwards or 3? If you have him at 7, 1, whatever, he's better than somebody on this list. I guarantee that.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I got the list, Jeff. You couldn't be real upset about this list.
And last but not least, we have DeMar DeRozan averaging 19, 5, and 7. What do you guys think about DeRozan this year?
Surprised he's mentioned as an honorable mention. Like, why are we wasting time talking about DeMar DeRozan this year?
Completely agree 100%.
Wait a minute, y'all do know that DeMar DeRozan's averaging 25 and 7, right? And they 16 and 12 in the West.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's great. He's about to get traded too, Coach. They're about to bottom that out. They're about to bottom that whole team out.
That ain't because he's not playing well.
I love DeMar DeRozan. Wake me up when he gets traded from the Spurs. He's playing meaningful basketball.
Dude.
No, he's playing meaningful basketball, Jeff. I give him that. He might not be.
Are you scared to play the Spurs right now? If you got the Spurs,
should be.
You got the Spurs on the schedule right now. You afraid? No.
You should be. You should be afraid.
I'm scared of Pop. Yeah, at home.
You should be afraid. Dude, if he was a solid 3-point shooter, he might be regarded as one of the best 2s, 3s that ever played the game. He just doesn't shoot the 3, and nothing about his game is sexy.
That's true.
But we can't count it together. That's just something he don't do.
Yeah.
That's just something he don't do.
I'm just saying that would make his game look a little bit more appealing in the eyes of people like Jeff. That's all I'm saying.
Wait. I don't want to see like I don't like DeMar DeRozan's game. I respect his game. We're doing a top 7 list. And I'm getting to 7 or 8 other people before I even sniff DeMar DeRozan's top anything small forward in this league.
I gotta see your list. I want to see your list after the show, Jeff.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm sure. It's in our text.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. All right. Without further ado, man, let's kick off the list.
At number 7 on our list, we have New Orleans Pelicans Brandon Ingram.
For sure, man. Averaging 24, 5, and 5. Let's talk about it, guys. What do you think?
His numbers are good. He's just playing for a team that's not winning. That's the only reason he's not high on this list.
That would be very true if you look at only the first 10 games of the season. They actually have turned it around in New Orleans. Gave fun to watch every night. I am a little upset that he's low this low on his list, not because it's wrong, but because his skill set, he should be number 4, skill set wise, on a 3 or number 4 on this list easily. You can't guard him. Him and Kevin Durant are looking at each other in the Spider-Man meme. That's what his game should be. So he should be higher than number 7 on this list on his own. Not that we got it wrong. He should be higher.
Yeah, I see that, Jeff. I had him a little higher on my list, not too much higher, but like he just can do everything basically. He has to improve on his 3-point shot. That's what he's lacking, but he's gonna guard on the other end. He's gonna get to the basket. He's gonna hit the big shot. I'm not saying he's all defensive player, Jay. I see it looking. I'm not saying all that, but he's tall. He's long arm reach, so he can make it harder for you to score just because of his length and his wingspan. But I think Brandon Ingram is going to be here to stay on this list and eventually be moving up this list.
Here's the thing, man. After being traded to the Pelicans, Jeff raved about him going to play away from LeBron James and being able to be his own player. And he's been able to flourish since then. All-Star last year. You can't deny him on offense. His defense is trash. If he has to find a way to play defense, him and Zion, at a high level for those guys to win. But that 24, 5, and 5 and what he's doing is not translating to wins. Zion's 25 and 6 rebounds is not translating to wins. They're 10th or 11th in the conference. That's not enough. As long as Zion Williamson stays healthy, Brandon Ingram decides to play defense and expand his game, like mentioned, to become a 3-point shooter at a higher clip as far as efficiency, they should be a playoff team. They should be a playoff team this year, and they're not, and that's why he's a 7.
Shoot them some bail. They are 11th in the West right now, only 2 games out of the 5th. That's a week of things going your way and you're in 5th place.
Yeah, but we can only go with what we're looking at.
Yeah, if the season's over today, Jeff, they're not in the playoffs.
They're 11th.
If it was a 5th, we'd all be drunk.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, where we're standing right now, they're 2 games out of 5th.
But they're not though.
Yeah, Jeff, but not with the new rules. They're not even at 10th spot to even get in the play-in game right now.
I understand.
What he's saying the playoffs are not starting tonight though.
No, and I get that, but we got to go off the list 7 through 1 now. Hello,
and that's what I said. That they started off very slow. They are starting to find their way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. What we got? Weezy 6.
Number 6 on the list. Gordon Hayward, Hornets. How you think about that, Jeff? How you feel about that?
Oh, I thought Jay was going to do the.
No, I'm messing with you. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he's averaging 21, 5, and 4. Speak on it, Jeff.
It's the surprise team in the East. The addition of young LaMelo Ball coming along, and then Gordon Hayward being able to be himself. Probably the most fun team on NBA League Pass to watch this year because of young LaMelo Ball mostly. But Gordon Hayward is having a very, very efficient year.
You know what? The one thing Jeff said that I agree with, only one thing out of that whole little segment right there. He said Gordon Hayward was able to be himself. And that's true. He's able to be himself. He bounced back from that crazy injury, playing with a different team, different system, different coach. And he's still out there doing what he did in Utah. Like, you got to respect that.
I didn't have Gordon Hayward on my list. I said he didn't make mine. I thought that DeRozan was having a better year than him. I feel Chris Middleton is having a better year than him. And Gordon Hayward, I still can't trust him. He get hurt every year. I just feel like he has to prove it to me that he's going to stay healthy this entire year and then get them to the playoffs because he got paid to be the man. So be the man and lead the team. He showed me he can do that. Then maybe he might sneak on this list next year.
He's missed 4 games, coach. He's healthy. He broke a bone in his wrist. He was out 3 games playing with a brace on. Mm-hmm. He should have been an all-star this year if it wasn't for a situation where you add in position-wise, he's having a better year than Jaylen Brown. Like he is. He just 100% is. And the reason that this Hornet team is even in contention in the East is because of Gordon Hayward. He just hasn't been able to catch a break since he landed in Boston. I feel like every time, and that's what coach is talking about, he's always injured, often injured. But he is a special basketball player. His numbers look exactly like when he was an all-star in Utah. Capable of shooting, finishing, passing. He is what you call a 4-tool, maybe 5-tool almost player in the NBA, man. Very versatile. I love Gordon Hayward. I'm happy to see that he's back playing. Should have been an all-star. And I'm happy to see that he's back in the situation where he's even being mentioned, for sure.
All right. Number 5. I think this is Jeff Boy, low key. Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler.
Yep. Jimmy's averaging 19, 7, and 7 after a battle with COVID. He is here. Let's talk about it.
You're right, Weezy. I love Jimmy Butler. I love his game. I love what he brings to the table each and every night. He's what they call him, coach, foxhole guys. When you're coach, one guy be in the foxhole with you. That's what Jimmy Butler is. He shouldn't be on this damn list though. He hasn't played enough this year. This is a travesty. The fact that Middleton is not on this list, the fact that Brandon Ingram is down, Gordon Hayward is down as low as they are. Jimmy Butler, healthy, definitely on the list, but not this year. Not our criteria right now. I can't believe that.
Jeff, I agree with you, man. He got started too late. Not saying Jimmy Butler's not a great player. He is. It just got started a little late. He missed games because of COVID. That was 2 weeks worth almost. So that's at least 5, 6, 7 games. And it was when he did come back, it wasn't quite the same because he had to get his stuff together. Now, is he going to eventually turn around the rest of the season? He probably will. But to this point, I just didn't feel he was having a better year than those guys that Jeff mentioned.
Y'all know the criteria is what they're doing right now and who has the best chance of maintaining their great play heading into the last part of the season. Jimmy Butler missed 10 games, 11 games. He will continue to push this team to where they're at, and they'll make the playoffs this year because of Jimmy Butler. His first season in Miami couldn't have gone any better. Well, we found out that he is a franchise player. Nobody below him is a franchise player. Let's keep it real. Who's a franchise player?
I'm not nothing you're saying right now is wrong. But the only thing that can be argued is those games that he missed in our criteria. Because if we're talking about only the first 25 games and can they sustain it, his first 25 games don't match up with Gordon Hayward, Brandon Ingram, Chris Middleton, people like that. It just doesn't add up.
Well, it's half and half, right? You know what I'm saying? But listen, the damn Pelicans are 11th. The damn Hornets are what, 10th?
Yeah.
AC Hornets. Since we talk about the playoff start today,
okay,
AC Hornets.
And so in turn, Jimmy Butler is going to have that team ahead of the Hornets. You want to make a bet on that?
Hold on, though, because we just said
not in the playoffs. The Heat aren't in the playoffs.
We just said that we got to go up until what has happened right now.
Yeah.
And currently, right now,
the Heat aren't in the playoffs.
He hasn't done enough yet. We know he's going to, but like we just talked about,
but it's half and half, though.
It was half.
Jeff,
it's half and half for everybody.
So you saying he made this list? People still remembering the bubble Jimmy Butler.
Oh yeah, and it's still, don't get it twisted. When this season is over, he will be higher than where he is. But since we stopped it right now, he shouldn't be on the list.
So he made this current list today because of bubble Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, but most definitely, or people not watching enough basketball.
This is the thing, man. If you're starting a team tomorrow with the Miami Heat,
here we go.
You are going to go Jimmy Butler before you go Gordon Hayward and you go Brandon Ingram. Because if you bring Brandon Ingram to the Miami Heat, he's not playing defense like Jimmy Butler, dog. And he's still going to get you a dub with that defense.
I think you're missing my point. No, I don't think anybody on this show will say in a season standing, we're taking Brandon Ingram over Jimmy Butler. We're talking about in this quarter of the start of a shortened season where Jimmy Butler missed so many games due to COVID and Miami Heat are underperforming right now. I'm just saying that's why Jimmy Butler won't be on this list, especially since we penalized Brandon Ingram for their slow start in New Orleans.
No, we penalized Brandon Ingram because he can't defend. He is a walking ice cube. You can slide right past him. It's easy work.
Again, that may be true, but he's shown up every game this year.
So has Nerlens Noel. He's not on the list. He's played 25 games. But anyway, Jimmy Butler might not be the perfect fit for any team. He's perfect for Miami, for sure.
Perfect for Miami. Yes, perfect fit for Miami. Yep. So I don't. That's why I didn't like your analogy of would I pick Brandon Ingram or Jimmy Butler over Jimmy Butler in Miami. Those two players they wouldn't swap out evenly at all. No.
All right, move on. Number 4 on the list. Number 4. I think this is Jay's guy. Closet Jay's guy. Jason Tatum.
For sure, man. JT, man. 25.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 43% from the field, 37 from 3. Let's talk about it.
The Celtics are underperforming as a team. To me, if we're focusing so much on team right now, and where people standing, where people are in the standings as of right now, Jason Tatum should probably be lower than this. But if we're going strictly off of talent and bring to the table, he fits right at 4. Good for him.
Yeah, go ahead, Weezy.
Go ahead. I mean, everything Jeff just said. He's a walking bucket, got all the potential in the world, and he shows up. He shows up at times, but at times he don't show up. He takes a dumb shot, or he don't take the shot. And I don't know if that's because I think with that Celtics whole underperformance, I think we crowned that coach before we're supposed to crown him. I think we crowned that coach way too soon. What has he done?
You get no rebuttal from me, brother.
They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years. That's why he got crowned the way he got crowned.
Yeah, but LeBron James don't play over there no more.
Speak on it.
Listen, Jason Tatum is going to guard on one end, and he's going to score on the other end. I don't agree that he won't take the shot because I watched him take the shot twice to tie the game this last game they played. It's just the rest of his team is not giving him that help. Now, they have to figure it out, though, because they were up 14 in one of those games and still lost the game. So that's no excuse, because if you still scoring yourself, Tatum, then y'all don't lose that lead. But I still think he's right where he needs to be on this list. You know, he's one of the few players on this list that goes both ways like he does. He's going to sit down and guard, and then he's going to score however you need him to score. If you need to hit a three at the end of the game, he can make it. Mid-range, he can make it. Need to get to the bucket and dunk on you, he'll do that. So I think he's right where he needs to be on this list.
I agree, man. This kid just improves every year since he got drafted. You need him to cut to the basket, put on a dunk show, shoot off the dribble, catch and shoot. He can do it. Like I mentioned, he's the reason Kyrie didn't show up a couple of seasons. Guess what? Still made it to the Eastern Conference Finals to him his first and second year, man. So what's going to take a stride for him to get to the next step is to get into a situation where he finds out to be a better playmaker. That's why he's not above these guys in front of him, because he can't make plays to get other people around him open or better. He is committed on the defensive side, like Locke mentioned, but I think the main thing with him and Jaylen Brown, they got to continue to develop, expect them to be a little bit more, aware of getting other players involved. And Kemah, being Kemah, he's got to have a way to help out. Marcus Smart being hurt is help. That's not helping them, dog. He is a vital leader on that team. They need him, and that's huge for them. But Jason Tatum is 100% right where he's supposed to be. I got him higher than this.
All right. Getting down to the top 3 now. Number 3 on this list. I think this is everybody's dude once he's doing good, but then once he's not doing good, nobody really wants to mess with him. And that's Kawhi Leonard, number 3.
Yeah, man. Kawhi Leonard, man. 27, 6, and 4, 51% from the field, 39 from 3. Let's talk about it.
Kawhi Leonard is playing right now in a full-blown circus, I think, with the Clippers and with a new coach and everything. And now he's playing with Paul George, which Kawhi's still doing his thing. They got killers on that team. Paul George, they still got Lemon Pepper Lou, Pat Bell. They got killers on that team. And Kawhi's still doing his thing. Easy, breezy, still doing his thing. And he's playing this year. But my only thing with him is he could easily be number 1 on this list if he has any kind of fight in him. Any kind of like, hey, let's go. To me. But he don't got it. He don't want it either.
Wow, okay. I honestly never looked at it like that, Weez. That's different. I ain't mad at it, though. They're number 2 in the West. Again, they're playing better than the Lakers right now. Kawhi showing up. He's healthy. He's not taking many low management games. He's the best two-way player in the league, offense and defense. Unless you maybe Anthony Davis, maybe Anthony Davis. But other than that, it's Kawhi Leonard. He deserves to be 3, if not 2, on this list. I like it. And the Clippers are flying below the radar, which is weird with everything that happened with them last year. They're flying below the radar. They're number 2 in the West, and you don't want to see them in a 7-game series.
We're looking in the mirror right here. We've seen this Kawhi Leonard before. We've seen this Clippers before. It's all going to matter when the playoffs get here. They let everybody down because everybody wanted to see the Lakers-Clippers matchup, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't get to the Western Conference Finals, and we didn't see that matchup. So Kawhi's been doing this. Paul George, he's playing well. He's been doing that. It all changes when we get in the playoffs and it's time to close out a series or it's a game 7. That's when we need to see Kawhi be the Kawhi that we just talking about he doesn't see him turn into. That's when we got to see that. So until we see him make that turn and get around that, he's going to always be right around this 3-2. He's never going to be number 1.
He was number 1 last year, though, Coach.
True.
Shouldn't have been, is what I'm saying.
And it ain't Kawhi's fault when they can't close them series out. He ain't got no help. The pandemic one always shows up when it's time when it really matters.
Here's the thing. I watched Kawhi Leonard play against the Boston Celtics and hit a shot to go up. And he had the same stoic look he has all the time. Then it came down, Jason Tatum hit a shot to put them up 2. He comes down, misses the shot to put them ahead, go into overtime. He had the same stoic look in his face. He's a robot. Kawhi Leonard plays basketball because he wants to be rich and take care of his family. He doesn't really like basketball. He's just good at it. And I really think that is the problem with Kawhi Leonard. He's a robot. Once Kawhi Leonard stops playing basketball, we will never see or hear from him again. ever.
That is true.
but that's just his personality. I totally agree that we'll never see or hear from him again. But I can't really go on that he don't want to play. He just plays just because he's rich. I don't think that.
He signed a shoe deal with New Balance. This is why I knew he just wanted money. He signed a shoe deal with New Balance for $8.5 million a year, and those are the worst basketball shoes ever.
Yeah, he don't give a shit about that, Jay. He don't give a shit about that. I promise you, he don't. He drives a 4Runner. I mean, a '98 Blazer. He don't give a shit about that. I can see him doing that. But what I'm saying is, we can't give him the Dwight Howard or your boy that plays for Steph Curry right now. I ain't gonna put him in that. I ain't gonna
Andrew Wiggins. Well, no, that's the difference. They don't love basketball. You understand what I'm saying? Kawhi Leonard is good at basketball, and he gets paid handsomely to do so, and he will continue to do that until he can't anymore. Kawhi Leonard's going to play until he's 45. They're going to have to kick him out of the NBA because he wants to maintain the money that he has and will always do that. Just like Adrian Peterson, he's going to play until he can't play anymore, dog.
Yeah, but when he's out there playing, when he's out there playing, he plays hard. He just look like he don't give a shit.
Because he doesn't give a shit.
That ain't apples to apples. Him and AP. AP gotta play though. AP
do.
AP gotta play.
No,
you know why?
Know that, bro. He gives a shit, Jay. He gives a shit. He just look like he don't.
I mean, so that's
if that shot against the Sixers didn't happen, and he didn't, if he would have kept that same stoic face after that shot, I would agree with you. But when he showed the emotion when he hit that game winner and made Joel Embiid cry, that was a different guy right there.
I got a homeboy that looks like he can give you that stoic face, look like he's really involved and don't care about nothing you talk about. I got a homeboy just like that. But let's go to the next. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 on this list. This is Jay's boy. I wasn't giving a lot, but this is Jay's boy all the way through. Kevin Durant.
Yep. Easy money. Because it's easy money, man. 29, 7, and 5. 52% from the field, 43 from 3, y'all. I had him at number 1. Let's talk about it.
Real quick, Jim, have you played enough?
That's the only not. Judging by our criteria, he technically hasn't. But
do we give him a pass because we know if he was playing, he'd be right here?
Oh, well, let me not say technically he's played more than 50% of the 25 games. So that's enough. But if he had played less, I think people would have gave him the benefit of the doubt because it's Kevin Durant.
I got you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Weezy. What you got to say?
Yeah, Kevin Durant totally deserves to be on this list. Top 2. I ain't got no problem with it. And my only thing with him is, his team is doing good right now without him. That's what's scaring me. Yeah. His team is rolling right now without him. And everybody, that's scaring me, for real.
The league should be afraid. It should be very afraid. Like, if that team can cook the way they're cooking without arguably the second best player in the world, and depending on who you ask, he might be number 1, right? If that team can look as well as they look right now, man, who's beating them in 7 games? I don't care if they don't play defense. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Right. You can't score with them. You cannot score. You can't score enough to beat them. You just can't do it. You can run them down the court all you want to. You play all the zones you want to. You can't guard Harden. You can't guard Kyrie. And you damn sure can't guard the number 2 small forward on our list, Kevin Durant.
And this is why this is the first team we've ever seen like this. We've never seen a team that had 3 top scorers on the same team like that. Doesn't matter. You got 3 top scorers. Kyrie can get it any kind of way you want to. James Harden, you know he's going to be a walking bucket. And then there's nothing you can do with Kevin Durant. Nothing you can do. He's 6'11", going to get to a spot, going to rise up over you. And that's why this could be the year where it don't matter. Because we normally say playoffs happen, the game slows down. They're not going to slow down when the playoffs start. They're going to keep going, get it out, and let's go, and let's run. And like you mentioned, Weezy, they beating people by 30s and 35s with KD sitting on the bench. So it's just going to get easier when he steps out on the floor.
My guy, easy money, man. He's done the impossible. After the injury that he had, some people's careers have never been the same afterwards. He found a way to work hard and come back to his best form. I think that what helped out KD, though, he got to sit out for 1.5 years, and and then 5 more months after that. Basically, he was gone for like 2.5 years. But his numbers this year are better than his MVP year, y'all. 3-point shooting is at its highest. I think it's the highest of in his entire career. He's got to play a little bit more defense and help that team. But here's the thing. I think Philly can beat them in 7 games. Because you know why? There's nobody on that team that's going to stop Joel. Nobody. Nobody. Yeah. Toby's going to give you 22. And when Ben Simmons is coming to play like when he want to play, and Lil Seth out there bitch shooting like how he's shooting, dude, Philly can beat them in a 7-game series. Nobody else, though.
That's the problem. It's Ben. If Ben is locked in, I'm not mad at what you're saying.
Yep.
But the fact that James Harden has decided that he wants to be the facilitator for this team and set up the offense and not necessarily take a back seat, but let everything come to him easy, that's scary. Scary.
I'm telling you, man, what Brooklyn's doing. Remember how Jay always says Steph Curry ruined the game? We could be saying the very same thing with this Brooklyn team if they go out here and get in the finals without no defense and win it. Because I'm telling you, this is a copycat league. We're gonna see other GMs, other coaches gonna say, "Hey, give me 3 scores. Let's just go outscore these people." I'm telling you.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to get 3 scores like that, though.
Yeah, you're not gonna find that.
No, I understand that, but they're gonna try. People are gonna try, dude. They're gonna try.
If they get Andre Drummond, the world is in trouble. That's what I will say.
Man, it'll be cancer. Crown him.
That's the anchor.
How much credit are we giving this to Steve Nash? Any?
0. None. No, he ain't doing shit.
I just want to make sure.
Walking down the sideline with his mask on. He ain't doing a damn thing.
All right, number 1 on this list. I'm sorry, Sean Wash ain't here to announce this, but it's LeBron James. LeBron James number 1 on this list. Year 18.
LeBron Ramon James, man, 25, 8, and 8, 50% from the field, 35 from 3. Let's talk about it, man.
Man, right before this, my bad. Right before we started this, he was rolling. They were doing good. I mean, he's still rolling, but they were doing good. Now they lost 4 or 5 in a row. I'm not worried, but I've seen this story before with Cleveland when one of his superstars get hurt. I've seen it before. I've seen it, and he has to drag his team to the finals. And I've seen this story before, and it doesn't really turn out well. But so one time when they came back down from 3-1. I'm just saying, I've seen it, but I'm worried. I'm worried right now. I'm worried. We need AD back.
They are 2 losses away from him going into that front office and checking his whole damn team up, and Rodney Hood and Jason Clarkson coming in out of nowhere. We are 2 losses away from it happening again. That's what he gonna do. But at the end of the day, as long as he's healthy, he's going to be number 1. He should be number 1. I know the Kawhi thing happened last year. I mean, what Kawhi did when he played against that injured Warriors team and coming out of the East, nothing you could scream about that. But other than that, LeBron James is number 1 on this list. Now, I do think if we'd have waited a week, maybe another week and a half before we got to the small forwards, that number 1 and number 2 might have flip-flopped. Just being honest with the way Brooklyn is playing. But man, the fact that this 18 years of LeBron and he's still up here like this, man, we've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, what's hurting them that people not talking about is Dennis Schroeder. Everybody know they lost AD, but Dennis Schroeder getting hurt really hurt them because he could have stepped in and been that next scorer to take up some of the slack from AD. And LeBron would have still had to up his game a little bit, but not having AD and Dennis Schroeder, it has completely changed everything. It's changed the subbing patterns. Now, who you going to go to score? You got Alex Caruso taking last-second shots when that wouldn't be him. It would either be AD, LeBron, or Schroeder. Now you're going to Caruso. And nothing against Caruso. He does what he does for the Lakers well when everybody else is there. But it's not going to be good if AD is out the rest of the year. And Schroeder does come back, it's still going to be rough.
At the beginning of the season, that narrative started was with a shortened season diminished LeBron's regular season production. And he's did that exponentially better than we thought. And you combine the fact he turned 36, make you wonder if we'll see some decline in his game. Like I've seen the best from Kobe Bryant after injuries. Dwayne Wade. You see Melo going on the downslide. Man, and even through Disney, dog. Man, that might have tired him out. Dude, he killed there. He just continues to prove everybody wrong. The thing that's going to hurt him, Anthony Davis is done for the year, y'all. Done. And he's going to have to play with you can't win without another all-star. He does not have another person that has ever been an all-star on his team. Nevertheless, 2 other MVPs like they got in Brooklyn. So, in the next couple of weeks, like Jeff mentioned, there's going to be some trades, there's going to be some buyouts, there's going to be something. He's going to have to get some help. If he does not get that help, you will see LeBron James pack it up for the year like he did the year before AD got there, and we'll be crowning another champion in May, June.
He didn't pack it up that year before. He got hurt.
No, he packed it up. LeBron James has never been hurt. No,
he
packed it up.
That's the year he pulled his groin, John. He was hurt.
Packed it.
Yeah, we know he put his groin. What he's saying is, if he would have felt they still could have win, he would have played.
Guys, that was number 4 in the West before he got hurt, and he couldn't. You can't.
No, he got hurt, and then he went to Miami and chilled for a month. Came back. Oh shit, we're not winning. I'm done. Come on, Weezy, man.
Oh, I can't agree with that.
All the greats have done it. Steph Curry broke his wrist, never came back. With no reason for him to play last year.
So you think that year that he would have came back and they could have won it still, Weezy?
No, they couldn't have won it. But
and that's what we're saying.
I don't think he packed it up though.
That was KD. He was still with Golden State. He was looking at them like, man, hell no, man, I can't play with them. I'm finna go and go to the crib. That was Savannah. Vanna, where you at, Vanna? I'm coming on home. Go on ahead and get that, put some greens on it. So, Vanna ain't cooking no green. Now, Vanna might cook some greens.
Vanna's cooking greens, bro.
Vanna might cook some greens.
She's cooking greens.
She hasn't cooked greens in a while, but she can cook.
Nah,
you damn lie.
LeBron got the way he eat, yeah.
Hell yeah. He's not putting
no 3 chefs.
Yeah. Hell no. Savannah ain't cooked in years. Yeah. Hell no. Go through that list, Weezy. 7 through 1.
All right, number 7, Brandon Ingram. Number 6, Gordon Hayward. Number 5. I'm going to this blindly. Number 5, Jimmy Butler. Number 4, Jason Tatum. Number 3, Kawhi Leonard. Number 2, KD. Number 1, LeBron James.
That's right. That's the list. Solid list. We appreciate everybody sent in the list. Who is off of this list next year and who makes it? Let's go, Weezy.
Gordon Hayward off the list next year.
Jeff?
Go ahead.
What you got?
Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest one is Gordon Hayward, but I can see Jimmy Butler off the list if the Heat don't have that playoff run that they had last year. Talent wise, of course, but I can see him slipping down the list. Jimmy Butler, maybe. But Gordon Hayward's the easy money pick.
Jeff has forgot about bubble Jimmy Butler. He's gone. He didn't even think about that no more. Jeff forgot about it.
What you got, Lot?
Yeah, I got Gordon Hayward, man. I think he's gonna fall this list because I think LaMelo having another year having that year on his belt, he's gonna up a little bit, and I think some other people are gonna sneak in on this list. So I'm gonna go with Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, G comes off the list, but this is something he can. Hey, man, nobody was thinking about Gordon Hayward being on any list after that injury. To see what he's done, to see where he's at on this list, man. Hey, get injured, motherfucker. Get injured. Let's see how hard it is. Let's see how hard it is to come back. Nah, I'm just telling you. You be downplaying injuries like that shit don't matter, and that shit matters. And you see people come back.
I don't downplay as it don't matter. I think you overplay it.
You mean to tell me that Paul George broke his ankle in the USA shit and comes back and he's a third best player in the league? He gets MVP votes. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. He go get $100 million contract. And Gordon Hayward goes to get damn near $100 million contract after he broke his fucking ankle. And that don't matter. Get hurt. Just get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Go through something.
But you get more sensitive to players after.
No, I don't.
After they get hurt.
No, I don't.
It seems like it.
No, I don't. I just respect it more. I just respect it more because I see and I know how hard it is to come back to just do regular shit. There's no fucking way I could think about going to play in the NBA. after that.
All right. We
guys,
appreciate everybody getting their list in. You guys look forward to next week where we be having the shooting guards. So y'all make sure y'all send those lists in because it's gonna be a barn burner. You hear me? That
Like I
shooting
said,
guard list is gonna get real. So make sure you guys pay attention to the criteria when you're shooting the list to everybody here.
and make sure, like I said last week, you see how it's starting to get a little more tense as we get down in the skill. You know what I'm saying? Got to the threes with a little long shooting guard gonna be a knockdown drag out. Oh Lord, them point guards. Ooh, I can't wait.
Hey, that's a layup. That point guard gonna be light work.
I ain't got a dog in the fight, but it ain't gonna be no damn layup.
Ain't gonna be no layups.
Shit,
Point guard.
layup. It's only 2 point guards in this motherfucker. There's 1, 2. Shit, what are you talking about?
Here we go.
And neither one of them deserve both of them. If you want to be honest, neither one of them deserve the 2 they got.
Hey, we'll get that.
You want to be real?
Yeah. We're gonna get that,
wanna
Jeff.
be
We
real?
got
Neither one of who?
Jeff. We gotta save that. We gotta save it. We
Okay.
gotta save it. Please rate, subscribe, follow the Patreon.
Neither one of them deserve it. You see the win differential? You see the win differential with Chris Paul is on the floor in NBA history?
I misunderstood what you said. I thought you said only 2 point guards won 2 of them. I'm thinking of MVPs. And those 2 point guards that won those 2 MVPs didn't deserve them to damn 2 MVPs back to back. Neither one of them. Unanimous or the coach in the Nets. Neither one of them.
Like I said.
And how in the hell do you even say that? And Russell Westbrook wins MVP and goes out in the first round. A sorry sack of shit.
Please.
A sorry bad. Tweet us some questions throughout the week of Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
That the revolution will be podcast. Weezy.
Everything paid for, baby.
Jeff.
Camera's always on, brother.
Coach Lot.
Get a drama song.
Fucking got my blood pressure up, man. The Revolution Be Podcast. We out this thing.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.
The Revolution will be podcasted.